What it do, homie? So we are back with some more GBB Loopstation. Looking at the small final, right? We've got MAHIRO versus YASWEDE. I do have some good news, however. I said in my last reaction that I did do a reaction to Dice and YASWEDE, but it got blocked, right? They have released a block, right? So now I'm able to drop that reaction. I just don't know when I'm going to, right? Because I'm trying to keep up with these, and they're releasing them pretty fast. But it did get unblocked, so that's absolutely amazing. I might just post 2 today, maybe. I'm not sure. The algorithm don't like it when we post more than 3. But regardless, that's not what this video is about. Just want to let you guys know, those of you who are wondering. MAHIRO, YASWEDE, let's go ahead, shut up, turn it up.
Judges are good to go. Once again, I ask, crowd, 3.
私のストロングゼロどこですか? Okay. Okay, let me save this really quickly. Give me 2 seconds. 1, 2, switch. There we go.
It's like he took some high end off when he switched. Okay.
Yeah, y'all are the reason that I'm fucking sick of it. Everybody clap, 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 clap. Clap, 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 clap. Okay, are you ready, everybody? Sing, sing, ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Bye bye, Martin. Ba 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 ba.
Wait a minute. Yeah, what is happening? Let's see if he shot after Martin. What is going on?
Thank you.
I really don't know how to break down what that just was, bro. I feel like he must have been freestyling most of that time. But we can talk about some of the things that I did like, some of the things I didn't like. You know, when he was sitting there and he's recording his sounds before, I did realize that he obviously must have saved those sounds for later, because then he turned around and gave us a different sound, you know, different kick and snare. The swing on it, right, which he had already kind of gave with the, you know, the kick pattern, snare pattern. But the hi-hat that he had there, that was an unorthodox rhythm, right? And especially when it comes to interesting percussion, most of the power is going to lie in the percussive nature of it, right? Not necessarily the kick, not necessarily the snare. Sometimes the placement of the snare, right? If you guys want to know, sometimes where the snare is placed will give you a different type of well, snare and kick. But anyways, that's getting away from the point. So very, very nice. I'm not even sure what was going on with the vocals when he was doing that. I don't know if he messed up. I feel like he was trying to get that unison sound kind of going on, but I don't think it went out the way he did. I feel like there was a lot of time that was wasted doing something that was just super weird, super random. I couldn't find any type of musical sense to it, but you know what? Sometimes I don't have to. The random Martin shots. What was that? And then, I mean, I don't know about that round. I think it's easily beatable, but honestly, to tell you the truth, YASWEDE's having fun, right? Yeah, I can't fault him for that, but yeah, highly questionable round, right? But that the last part was kind of brutal, right? That bass design is nasty, and I think that's the reason why he saved what he did. Like those beats, those kicks and snare and percussive patterns that he was laying down, it was for that. That's what it was that last one. I think he just needed some type of filler, so he just freestyled. Honestly, it felt like a freestyle. It was hilarious, but this is a competition, right? We all are here for the vibes, we are here for the fun, but you know, you're also being judged for this, so I think it's an easily beatable round.
And that's correct. He's getting the thumbs up. You already know what to do. I say the sun, you say the knee and the eat. Crowd in, son!
Hey, before he gets into this round, y'all tell me, y'all comment whatever you need on a comment, and then at the last part, just say release it. If I see enough, release it. I'm gonna release this video, and if I see people commenting down there, release it. I will release the video that the Dyson YASWEDE video, right? I don't know when I'm going to, because at this point it's you know, it took too long to get that release. I will release it same day. If you guys that are watching this video will go and watch that one. I need to see release it. Let's see if I can see that. Like, I don't know how many times. Let's see if I can see that and see if we get this to like 500 likes, right? Now I'll go ahead and release that, because then I know that you guys are actively looking for it, because I'm releasing 3 videos today, right? I usually release 3 videos 6 days a week. I don't release a 4th one because the YouTube algorithm don't push that out, so I don't usually post it, but I can bypass that if I see enough interest in this video. So let me know. Okay. Don't go crazy, y'all. It's just a sine wave. That reverb tail. Boom. This is a D-tune unison saw. That's what the sound is. Quarter, pitch bends, automations. I didn't like that transition. it's going to get a little hard. It's going to get a bit difficult for me to criticize more and more. The more and more I start hearing MAHIRO, it's not. I'm not going to have the same effect that it had on me when I first heard him. Right, with that was it Renegade? What was the name of that song that he played? You know what I mean? It's not gonna have the same effect. And I think the reason why is because now I'm wanting something different. You know what I mean? His sound design is crazy. His automation is crazy, right? We aren't ever going to discount that. The fact that he's able to put this type of stuff on Loopstation and do that is crazy. That he had a whole lot of yois, and we can really break down into the technicality, of how these sounds are made. Like what I was telling you guys about the unison, detune saw and everything. I have a little bit of experience in sound design, so I listen to a lot of EDM and everything. So here's the things that I think I would like to see from MAHIRO. What I would like to see from MAHIRO is more interesting kind of feels and transitions in between your different parts of your songs. There's a part in there where the kick kind of just came in out of nowhere and everything. And I feel like a nice little feel in there instead of just a boom, boom, just boom, 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 like a feel, right? To keep the energy, going. And I would also like to see you dabble in different genres. I don't want you to move away from the synth and everything. I think that can still work. But what would that sound like? What would you, bro, come on. What would that sound design sound like if you hit like a little reggae tape on it? And then you came in with your come on, bro. I feel like that right there, messing around, like not keep your sound design, keep your automations, but change up the drum patterns, get away from the 4 on the floor. There have been times where you give us unorthodox kicks and snares, but dude, man, go straight into trap and bass, if you will, right? You can make a whole different type of genre with the amount of power that you have in here. A drill, if you will. That'd be a drill with your, like a drill cyber. What does that sound like? You know what I mean? You got the automations down. We know you can do the sound design. I'm just asking for a different like kick and snare pattern. That's the least of that's the basics of what, compared to what you're already doing up there. That's nothing. That will get the crowd going. You know what I mean? Just in this competition, just competitively is what I'm talking about. Now what you do outside of that, keep making those bangers in there. But competitively, that's what I would like to see from you, MAHIRO. But solid round. I don't know who's winning that first one. I don't know what YASWEDE did. That last round was kind of fire. I think MAHIRO was more consistent, so I'll give him the first round.
Time. MAHIRO. We're about to go and find this out. Y'all right in 3.
What is he doing over there? Somebody told me that. Somebody told me they didn't like when Loopstationers get in the way of the other one, all up in their space.
Whoa, relax.
The same headphones I do. They're good for listening, mixing, if you will. It gives your audio a flat response. You hear everything in detail. Good headphones, cheap headphones too.
MAHIRO, I love you so much, my guy. And I keep wondering, what do I do? What do I do against you?
Okay. This is already stronger than his first round.
潰すお前の世界を破壊してやる
Oh snaps, he's
Thank you.
okay.
And that's
You know, what was this last performance? He was talking about, you know, bringing things back to, is he still kind of old school beatboxing? Old school beatboxing means, you know, less, not necessarily relying on a lot of automations, but trying to do as much as he can a cappella. Because I was going to say some of those beats kind of just felt a little off. But then I look down and I see that he is manually hitting the kick and the clap. So, you know, that's only going to be as good as your internal timing is going to be. But I still think this was a stronger round. I got a better sense of cohesion with this one, even though it is crazy. But I wonder how the judges, I wonder if they kind of judge on creativity and uniqueness. You know, I feel like you should be rewarded for your ability to kind of go out there and craft something that just does not have a identity. You know what I mean? Like the identity is what you think of. It's you, obviously, but it's like it's something else. Like you can't just put your finger on it. That's why I like Martin a whole lot, because he's just Martin. But I don't know. I get this sense of freeing of YASWEDE gives me a Wild Child. His last two performances were just Wild Child performances. You know, they're enjoyable. It's just, you know, you're kind of just left with, all right, okay. All right, well, let's go, MAHIRO. So I want to hear something. I would like to hear something different, like just crazy from MAHIRO right now.
MAHIRO. A thumbs up when you feel confident.
That boy's shaking the floors.
He's good to go. With the last round here in the small final, Loopstation Edition, GBB25 Tokyo, are you ready? I say the sun, you say the D and the H, in the sun.
Speak that German. Oh, come on, man. That's crazy art we got going on here. A little trouble getting that going, but okay.
Alright. Destruction protocols activated. System chain release in the progress. No mercy, no escape. The client rises.
割は久しき風より目覚めしまう人の断りなどもはや聞かず今何を思う恐れか哀れか今一度と奪い汝が定めば逃れ得ぬ衆の国 Yeah, let's get this shit.
「
は知らねえ。この力の真地を
He about to have the nastiest drop.
今ここに全てを捧げよう。GBB make some noise。見せてやろう。圧倒的パワーをどけお前。Activate secret。
Time.
I'm gonna tell you, man, MAHIRO is the king of final boss music. You know, if you need some type of, you know, if you making some type of Devil May Cry slash I don't know, Devil May Cry uses more rock music than it is EDM or something like cyberpunk Devil May Cry stylish kind of combat music, epic intro music. Yo, MAHIRO is your guy. He really is. Because I still don't understand how he's making those type of sounds on that Loopstation, especially since I know what all goes down. You know, I know my way around Serum, you know, for sound design and everything. And, you know, a very experienced person like Virtual Riot, you know what I mean? If some of you guys who follow the EDM scene, you know, you ever look at him in Ableton, dude knows... Dude's the king of sound design. I've seen him sound design transformer effects. You know, he understands sound design. So you got wizards behind that. And they're not using a DAW. They're doing all this on the Loopstation. So you got mad respect, bro. You got mad respect. I honestly can't call a win on here. It could go both ways, right? It can go to MAHIRO for his sound design ability. And he's consistent in all his rounds. YASWEDE, it's got to be creativity. But his first round, that it seemed like both halves on the... Okay, so the first half of YASWEDE's performance was questionable. Second half was fire. And then he flipped it during the second one, where the first one was fired and the last one was like, what is going on? So you know what I mean? So I think it could go both ways. If they decide to go with YASWEDE, it's because he was more creative, right? Gave you something more interesting. If they go with MAHIRO, he was the most consistent, right? Let's see. At least that's how I would judge it.
Second place is taking home $3,250, and first place $1,000.
I don't want to be spoiled. I don't want to be spoiled.
Tell me who that is the winner. In the Loopstation, third place will be going home with $1,200. Second place is taking home $3,250, and first place is going on with $8K. We are here for finding out right now who is the small final Loopstation champion, GBB 2025, coming at you live and direct from Tokyo. It was YASWEDE and MAHIRO in the small final. Help me out, crowd. Your third place
small final. Okay, so all right, yeah. Consistency. That's what I see. Right here, yeah, that's what I thought. I think it was more on a consistent base. Like he was more consistent. So, and honestly, I felt like YASWEDE, I need to listen to more of him to get a sense of his style. Because both of those rounds kind of felt like he was just having fun, you know, like get the competition out of here. Let me just have fun. And, you know, MAHIRO was just like, bro, I'm going to come up there and I'm going to smash. I'm going to do my thing like I usually do. You know what I mean? But anyways, let me know what y'all thought about these rounds, what y'all thought about the winners. If you agree with it, let me know. Dibs out.